Imagine. It's a typical Saturday night. You're 20 years old, and you're out with your buddies at a local dive bar. You came to hear your older brother's band play. You love his music. Hell, you gotta. He's your brother. But tonight, you're distant. Your buddies notice and try to cheer you up. Hey, you want another beer? Next round's on me. No, thanks. I'm good. You look up at your brother on stage. He jumps up and down as his thumb plucks the strings. I know what you're going through. Yeah, women suck, am I right? Yeah, women suck. A few nights ago, you and your girlfriend, Kat, had a big fight. It doesn't really matter what it was about. No point in rehashing it here. All that matters is you broke up. And you were pretty serious. You were living together. Now you're sleeping on your buddy's couch. You figure you'll go back to her eventually, but you need some time to cool off. The band takes a quick break. Your brother joins you and the guys at the bar. He puts his arm around you in that big brotherly sort of way. How you holding up, kid? All right, I guess. Then your brother hops back up on stage. And then it happens. Don't look now. 8 o'clock. What the hell is she doing here? Saying 8 o'clock suggests I should look. Then definitely don't look. Too late. Kat has seen you too. She's walking over. Hi. Seeing her conjures up mixed emotions. You love her. You're angry. You're not ready to talk. I figured you'd be here tonight to support the band. Can we go somewhere and talk? What? You point at your ear and pretend you can't hear over the music. Can we get out of here and go somewhere? Quiet. Can we go home? I want to try and fix this. I can't hear you. She knows you can hear, but what can she do? You watch her walk out of the bar. You and your buddies finish your beers. You gesture to your brother that you're going to leave. He nods. You jump in the car with your friend who's lending you his couch. A few miles from the house, you run into traffic. It's 2 a.m. What's going on up there? You crane your neck to see past the line of cars in front of you. Oh, it's an accident. You and your friend drive slowly past the wreck. It's bad. The car is mangled, split in two. You get to your friend's place and crash. In the morning, you get a call. The wreck you drove past in the middle of the night was Kat's car. Your girlfriend is dead. These days, getting to the things that really matter in life can be tough with all the distractions and pressures out there. You're moving so quickly that in the blink of an eye, days turn into weeks and weeks into months. But at the end of the day, the things that really matter, the things we really cherish, are the simple ones. And dairy milk is often part of those moments. Maybe it's a latte with a friend or sharing a favorite recipe around the dinner table with family. My favorite memories of milk mostly have to do with chocolate. You know, an ice-cold glass of chocolate milk, or the best treat of all, milk and cookies after school. Milk is simple, fresh from the farm, and naturally nutritious. In fact, it comes from just 3 ingredients: milk, vitamin A, and vitamin D. Milk is so often a part of those moments in life that shouldn't be taken for granted. So, take a moment to savor the moments that really matter with milk today. From Wondery, I'm Robbie Damon, and this is Imagine Life. On each episode of Imagine Life, we take you on an immersive journey into the life of someone you may think you know, maybe even admire, or the opposite, before the whole world knew their name. You will experience the challenges, the heartbreaks, the loss, and the triumph. There will be clues to your identity along the way. Only at the end will you find out who you are. So sit back, let go, and imagine your life. On this episode, The Advocate. Imagine, you're graduating from high school. Like a lot of people your age, you're not sure what's next. All through your teens, you've been drawn to music. You have a nice singing voice, you play guitar pretty well, you have a natural rhythm on the dance floor, and like your brother who plays bass in a band, you also write songs. You write poetry too. And everyone knows that music and poetry are two reliable, money-making career paths. Not. You're well aware these aren't practical professions to pursue. Even though you've never been sure what you want to do with your life, you're not really in any hurry. So you try college for a semester, but it's not for you. Over the next year, you struggle to find direction. You're scattered, not focused. You can't concentrate. Maybe it's the accident still bogging you down. Losing Kat has destroyed you. Lying on a mattress on the floor of your damp basement apartment, you can't stop thinking about her. She was your first serious relationship, your first true love. Some of her belongings are still where she left them. You can't bear to move them. Her backpack, a sweater, her toothbrush and a cup on the edge of the sink. You pick up her sweater and bury your face in it. It still smells like her. You miss her. You miss the way she laughed at your jokes and how she moved her hips on the dance floor when a Joan Jett song came on and made fun of the way you dress. She was here 1 minute and gone the next. If only you weren't such a shit at the bar that night. If only you had driven her home. Maybe she'd still be alive today. How can this be? You wonder. Why is she gone? What's the purpose of life if it can all be taken away in an instant? You're not really religious, not like your parents. But on nights like this, you turn to God. Why did you let this happen? No one answers. You have to get out of the funk you've been living in and figure out what to do with the rest of your life. You have to move on. You take a slew of odd jobs, house painter, oyster shucker, bartender. You pass the time with dumb jokes. What did the bartender ask Charles Dickens when he ordered a martini? Oliver Twist. You take more jobs. Sales clerk, waiter, paralegal. What do lawyers wear to court? Lawsuits. Well, apparently lawyers don't appreciate your humor. On to the next. You give each job your all. You're diligent and punctual, always with a smile, always ready for a challenge. You try door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman. Turns out, you're not half bad. The company wants you to push the top-of-the-line vacuum cleaner, which costs about $100 more than the regular one. But other than a light on the front, they're pretty much identical. What the hell do I need a light on my vacuum cleaner for? That's so you can vacuum at night and not wake up the family by turning on the lights. The woman smiles and buys the expensive model. She has a better sense of humor than the lawyers. Or she's gullible. Doesn't matter. You made the sale. After selling vacuums gets boring, you land a job as an employment counselor. After all, who would know more about finding a job than you? You've had 14 of them since high school. Employment counselor lasts 2.5 months. A record for you, if anyone's counting. Your brother's been drifting from job to job too. It's hard to survive on just band gigs alone. He tries writing. He's pretty good at comedy writing. You've always looked up to your big brother and copied him as a kid. And you're pretty funny, you think. You try your hand at writing too. You're not bad at it. And you enjoy it. Maybe your writing will get you noticed, talked about, famous even. Being famous would be fun. Hey, maybe someday you can be a movie star. You'll consider that stuff later. Someday, maybe, if the writing doesn't pan out. You start to read your writing out loud at coffee houses. Procrastination isn't the problem, it's the solution. So procrastinate. Now, don't put it off. The crowds like you. You're relatable. And you enjoy the attention. You're having fun, and your writing's getting better. I read somewhere we only use 10% of our brains. Imagine how much we could accomplish if we used the other 60%. You MC events. Start making a name for yourself around town. You're not making much money, but you feel like you're onto something. Maybe you'll become famous after all. You pour your energy into writing. Making it big as a well-known writer would make you happy. Famous people seem so happy. They're always smiling, right? Years of eating ramen noodles and shopping at Goodwill help you survive on a writer's income. But eventually, it pays off. By the time you turn 38, you've become pretty successful. You buy a nice house, a fancy car, and then you land a dream project. Your project. A once-in-a-lifetime gig. You hire your brother as a writer to be part of your dream team. The project is a TV show. The hero is a shy, neurotic, babbling shopkeeper. As soon as it airs, it strikes a chord with America. Everyone loves the character. Kids, grandparents, gay, straight, black, white, Republicans, Democrats. Even the company who owns the show is in love. And they ought to be. It's number 13 in the ratings with 21 million viewers. In the first few seasons, the numbers hold steady. But after 3 years, the ratings start to dip a bit. But nothing to be too concerned about. The show is picked up for a 4th season. Yet, you're not feeling the happiness you thought would come with your success. Lately, in the writer's room, you can't concentrate. Your mind keeps drifting, and it's affecting your work. Meanwhile, your team continues to enthusiastically pitch ideas. Okay, what if the character tries to impress the new dentist, hoping to be asked on a date? We can totally have fun with laughing gas. We already did a similar thing with her, high on cold medicine. Well, how about she falls for a customer at the shop and then loses interest when she discovers he's a pizza delivery guy? Nothing is getting you excited. What is happening? You used to love this stuff. Are you running out of storylines? Come on, guys, think. All this character ever does is go on stupid dates. Your character is getting stale. She hangs out, she works, she dates. What is this show really about? Who is this character? She never risks anything, never changes, never grows. Even mold grows, for Christ's sakes. And then you get an idea. What if the team hangs on your every word? What if the character is gay? Okay, you said it out loud. Later that night, you and your brother have a beer out back in the yard. The sun begins to set over the valley. He brings up the elephant in the yard. I don't think you thought this through. Actually, I have thought it through. I've been thinking about this for the past 4 months. And why am I hearing about it for the first time today? I don't tell you everything. I talked about it with my shrink. Well, maybe the character should just go to therapy. Seriously? Your brother grabs himself another beer. He tosses one to you. Do you seriously think it's a good idea to have the character come out? Why not? It's topical. You read the paper. You see the news. Hate crimes, DOMA, don't ask, don't tell. Is that what this is about? Politics? No. I'm not trying to become some sort of crusader. It sounds that way. It's just, gay people are getting clobbered out there. Look, I get it. I do. But it's not me and the writers you have to convince. What about Disney? You think they'll go for this? Ugh. Good question. You forgot about Disney. Your show's produced by Disney, the company built on traditional family values. This isn't gonna be easy. So the other day, I set a reminder for myself to write a to-do list. That's how busy I am. I've got my to-do list on my to-do list. Between shopping, decorating, and holiday parties, in my house, we've got zero time to get a fresh, nutritious meal on the table. Now, here's our solution for stress-free dinners during the holidays. Gobble. Gobble's a meal prep service that makes it so easy to cook delicious, nutritious meals in just 15 minutes. Really. So what makes Gobble different? Well, they have an army of sous chefs that do all the prep work for us. They select the highest quality ingredients and take care of the peeling, chopping, marinating, creating the perfect sauces. Gobble's meal prep kits are delivered fresh to your doorstep. Some upcoming meals I can't wait to sink my teeth into: Moroccan pistachio chicken with couscous and rainbow carrots, and sirloin steak with smashed Yukon potatoes and 3 peppercorn sauce. Sound good? Gobble's offering Imagine Life listeners a fantastic limited-time deal: $50 off your first box. Just go to our special URL, gobble.com/imagined now to get $50 off. That's gobble.com/imagined. Support for Imagined Life comes from Universal Pictures, presenting their new film, Welcome to Marwen. From the groundbreaking director of Forrest Gump and Castaway comes the boldest and most original film of the year. Based on an inspirational true story, Welcome to Marwen is the story of a man who survived a hate crime and created an imaginary world where he could be a hero. Starring Academy Award nominee Steve Carell and Leslie Mann, Welcome to Marwen celebrates the power of friendship, hope, and healing. In theaters this Christmas. One week later, you step out of the elevator into a slick white reception area. You're here to see the Disney bigwigs. A smartly dressed young woman hands you a bottle of water and seats you on a white leather couch. Disney animation plays on a loop on a wall of TV monitors. Cinderella, Aladdin, Belle, the Beast. No gay characters here. Although you've always had your suspicions about Donald Duck. Daisy seems like a beard. They're ready to see you now. You're getting nervous. This is a big ask. You're not sure you've ever felt this apprehensive about a meeting before. But the one thing you are certain of, this is the right thing to do. You step into an enormous office. The studio head sits behind a mid-century modern glass and chrome desk. The entire wall behind him is floor-to-ceiling glass with a sprawling view of Burbank. 4 other executives face you from a matching pair of leather couches. You pitch, they listen. You explain that the lead character has never been passionate about career or relationships. You tell them you don't want to do any more dating stories. You think the character should come out as gay. The executives look around, waiting for someone to break the silence.
Can't we just get her a puppy?
You're not sure if he's serious. Turns out, he is. They don't seem to like your proposal. This is a character that the world knows and loves. And you're suggesting that she's gay? You try to reason with them. Coming out of the closet is heroic. You could cut the skepticism in the room with a knife. It's written all over their unimaginative executive faces. And one of them finally speaks up.
Viewers don't like big changes with their favorite characters. People will judge.
They might, but they'll quickly realize they shouldn't, if we do our jobs well.
I don't know. Where's the humor? Isn't this supposed to be a comedy?
You search for a light-hearted answer. She can say, I'm exactly the same person I was before I revealed that my whole life is a sham. They laugh, but they don't budge. What is it about being gay that's so threatening to people?
Look, I don't want to be insensitive here, but it's going to hit the family demographic hard. Parents won't want their kids to watch, and kids are a big percentage of the audience. Now, if the kids go, there go the advertisers. Then there's no show.
There it is. You expected this kind of reaction. But kids should watch. Parents should encourage them to watch and watch with them. A government study from 1990 showed that LGBT youth are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than other young people. This is an opportunity for us to send a message to these kids. You're okay. You don't have to be ashamed of who you are and who you love.
That's an alarming statistic. And don't even get me started on bullying.
The executive politely cuts you off. He gets it. It's an important issue. But he's still not convinced it should be Disney's issue.
We'll think about it. Will you? Really? Start working on an outline. We'll get right on it. We'll discuss it at the next stockholders meeting.
Absolutely. You leave the meeting feeling hopeful. They'll think about it. Okay. At least it wasn't a no. Back in the writer's room, you and your team begin working on the treatment. You encourage the team to keep this coming out episode inside the walls of the writer's room. You're concerned office rumors could hurt the show. You start calling the episode by a code name. 1 week later, you ask the writers to share some of the scenes they've been working on.
Interior, therapist's office. Day, therapist asks questions. So, do you plan on talking to your friends? Of course. I'm not going to stop talking to them just because I'm... Oh, you mean telling them that I'm gay? Oh, no, that's none of their business. Well, do you think you would be more comfortable talking to your parents? All right, you win. I'll talk to my friends.
You go around the table and writers read scenes for the next hour. They're fresh. They're fun. You're feeling pleased so far.
Who's got the aftermath scene with the parents?
Your brother raises his hand.
That's me. Go ahead. Interior, Chinese restaurant, night. Dinner with parents. How long have you known?
I don't know.
Well, you weren't gay yesterday.
Actually, yes, I was. This isn't what we expected at dinner tonight. Please understand that for the first time, I'm really happy.
Oh, so now you're saying you had a lousy childhood. Your brother had exactly the same childhood, and he turned out perfectly normal.
I am normal, Dad.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying.
Mom, you always wanted me to be open and truthful with you. Oh, no, honey, that's what you wanted. We were always happy keeping our feelings bottled up.
Good stuff, everyone. Let's get back to work.
They're ready to see you now. The executives have called an impromptu meeting.
Have a seat.
You sit on a white leather Mies van der Rohe chair. You feel very small.
We got your treatment and talked it over. And we were leaning towards yes, and some of our affiliates are getting cold feet. Okay, and? I'm afraid we've decided not to pursue the new storyline. But we appreciate your enthusiasm, though.
Wait, what exactly are the affiliates saying?
Basically, they're saying that no one needs to hear about this character's sex life. Not the grandmothers or the parents, and definitely not the kids.
You stand up. But this isn't about sex. It's not even about being gay. This is not a gay issue. This is an issue about truth and not suppressing who you are. This character is struggling. This is who she is. For the next 20 minutes, you try and convince the executives to let you do this. You're impassioned. You're animated. At one point, you're tempted to jump up on a table like Norma Ray. But every damn surface of this room is made of glass. Look, Disney's a huge company. You have nothing to lose. If this project tanks, you move on to the next project. But me? I'm risking my whole career on this. I have everything to lose. The suits look at one another. They seem moved by your passion. The one in charge gets up from his desk and walks to the wall of windows. Finally, without turning, he says, "Okay." You didn't even realize it, but you've been holding your breath until he spoke. You exhale with a burst of relief. You thank them. You tell them you won't let them down. But their yes comes with a contingency. They will not officially greenlight the idea until they see the final script. Okay, you'll take it. You walk out of the room a winner. For now. The writers are thrilled. They all know it's going to be a challenge, but you have time to get it right. You have a lot of work ahead of you, but you feel invigorated. Finally, you can set your character free. 1 month later, a writer's assistant nervously stands at the door to your office, holding a stack of periodicals. Someone leaked the story. The press is all over it. New York Times, Hollywood Reporter, Vanity Fair. And the media blitz has ignited a political firestorm. The religious right is going nuts, and the worst part, pressure from powerful family values groups are trying to get advertisers to bail. It's the religious argument that's always hurt you the most. You respect people's right to practice their faith, but some people have a hard time when their beliefs are different from yours. It's 1978. You're 20 years old. You and your mother walk along the beach. It's dusk and the sky is filled with color. You're unusually quiet. You look down at your footprints in the sand. Your mother breaks the silence. Something on your mind?
Yes, actually.
She stops walking. What is it?
Mom?
I'm gay. She looks shocked. Your mother is deeply religious. It's the last thing she expected to hear. But she hugs you, which is comforting. Although it would be more comforting if she didn't look so scared. Are you sure?
Yes.
Could it just be a phase?
No, Mom. It's not a phase.
How long have you known?
I think I've always known. I just didn't know what to call it.
All these years later, you and your brother sit alone at a corner table in the commissary. You push around your vegan mac and cheese. You've been worried about the media leak all morning. Your brother helps himself to a sip of your smoothie.
Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
Why is all this so important to you? Coming out? You're kidding me, right?
No, I mean, for the character. You're already out. You've been out for nearly 20 years. To your friends, your family. Everyone at work knows. All the executives know. Yeah, but the public doesn't. I get interviewed and they ask me, who are you dating? And I always tell them, my personal life is personal. I've been living with this secret. I feel like I've been forced back in the closet.
So why don't you just tell them the truth?
Because I'm afraid people won't like me.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Besides, you're not the character. Every character I write is about me. Look, I just never thought it was anyone's business who I am and who I'm with. But it's been weighing on me. It's hard to live this way. It makes so much sense for this character to come out. That's who this character really is. I get it. You're right. And you're doing it. 2 weeks later, Disney rejects the first draft of the script. There are notes. Lots of notes. Too serious, too preachy, too inside baseball. And then another draft, and another, all sending you back to the drawing board. Each walk from the writer's room to the Disney offices feels like the Baton Death March. You're feeling like you'll never be able to satisfy the executives. But finally, you get a script with no notes. An entire year after you first pitched the idea, the coming out episode is officially greenlit. You walk back from the Disney offices to share the news with your team. The episode will air near the end of the 4th season, a full hour as opposed to the usual half hour. This is actually happening. There's nobody else quite like you. You are as unique as your genes, your memories, and the way you spend your days. But there's one way you're probably like a lot of people. 90% of us fall short of FDA-recommended guidelines for at least one vitamin or nutrient. That's why you need Care of, the monthly subscription vitamin service that delivers completely personalized vitamin and supplement packs right to your door. You just take Care of's fun online quiz. It takes about 5 minutes, and asks about your diet, health goals, and lifestyle choices. I just took mine. It was quick and easy. Your vitamins are then delivered right to your door in personalized, easy-to-remember daily packs. They even have vegan, vegetarian, and prenatal options. And I can't wait to try these out. They've got these delicious, nutrient-packed quick stick powders that can be added to your monthly delivery for an extra boost when you need it. Truly, whatever your needs, they've got you covered. For 25% off your first month of personalized Care of vitamins, visit takecareof.com and enter promo code IMAGINED. Again, that's takecareof.com, promo code IMAGINED. Finally, day one of shooting begins. Lights are adjusted and cameras positioned. Crew guys crisscross the set with equipment and ladders. Racks of costumes are wheeled in from vans. Scenic artists put finishing touches on new sets. The airport lounge, the hotel room. The energy on the sound stage is palpable. Staff and crew have been preparing for this day for a long time. You're nervous, but relieved that the day is finally here. The audience files into the studio. They're giddy with anticipation. The crew gives last looks to the sets and the costumes. The house lights dim. The audience quiets down. The assistant director shouts, "Quiet on the set! Roll camera! Speed! Mark it!" Day after day, the shoot runs smoothly. The audience is laughing at all the right spots and cheering on the celebrity guests. Even the executives are moved by the spirit in the air. It's apparent to everyone that you are all making history. Until day 12, the final shoot day. A bomb threat. Seriously? A bomb threat? You're ushered out of the studio with the cast and crew. Bomb-sniffing dogs are rushed in. Turns out it's a hoax, but it scares you. You've put people's lives in danger. You've put yourself in danger. What have you done? The following week, you hear a rumor that the coming out episode will have an advisory label. Contains adult content, essentially a warning label to put the kids away. You are furious. No! The kids are who you're trying to reach. The kids who don't understand it's okay to be who they are. That's how you find yourself in the slick white reception area of Disney's executive offices. Again. You are so upset you don't even remember how you got there. Are they expecting you? Wait, you can't go in without an appointment.
Do we have a scheduled meeting?
You've interrupted a presentation with a room full of people. You don't care. Adult content? Is this true?
Can we talk about this later?
I turn on the TV and everyone's sleeping with everyone else, and they're not married, and kids can see that. They can see people killing each other on one-hour dramas with machine guns and drugs.
We have advertisers to consider. You know, the people who pay for the show?
Your mind is racing.
Coming from them.
You don't even hear his response. It doesn't matter.
Revisit this next
He's feeding you
season.
crap anyway. You're an easygoing person. You're not a crusader with some political agenda, but suddenly you're the person who's standing up and shouting, "This isn't right!" And the executives don't like that, especially given that you're a woman. And a gay woman. Right now, they think you're trouble. 2 weeks before the coming out episode airs, you come out yourself to the world on the cover of Time magazine. The caption says, "Yep, I'm gay." It increases anticipation for the show. Thousands of viewing parties are planned across the nation. On April 30th, 1997, the coming out episode airs on ABC. At the end of part 1, your character, Ellen Morgan, played by you, chases down Susan, played by Laura Dern, at the airport to confess her feelings for the first time.
I can't even say the word. Why can't I say the word? I mean, why can't I just say... I mean, what is wrong? Why do I have to be so ashamed? I mean, why can't I just say the truth? I mean, be who I am. I'm 35 years old. I'm so afraid to tell people. I mean, Susan, I'm gay.
Those last two words blast over the airport's loudspeaker as you, playing Ellen, accidentally lean on the mic. Ellen Morgan becomes the first gay leading character in television history. The coming out episode brings in 42 million viewers, a landmark event in American pop culture. Reviews are overwhelmingly positive, and the episode will go on to win numerous awards, including 2 Emmys and a Peabody. The support from the gay community is enormous, and that feels good. Really good. But the season that follows the coming out episode is bashed by some as unfunny and too gay. Everyone has an opinion about your show and about your real-life girlfriend. People discuss and judge your professional and personal life on every news outlet, every talk show. Then the press criticizes you for all the press. 1 year later, your show is canceled. You find out in the paper. Not even a phone call. It feels like your worst fear has come true. People don't like you. You spiral into a deep depression. You can't get work. You hit rock bottom. It's all over. You ride the wave between angry and upset, and underneath it all, it hurts. Was it all worth it? You ask yourself. And that's when you think of the letters. You receive thousands of letters from kids thanking you. High school kids who tell you they felt ashamed of who they are. Kids who tell you they've attempted suicide and that you saved their lives. That they feel less alone. Yeah, it was worth it. After years of no work and feeling sorry for yourself, you start doing stand-up again.
I decided to get rid of the need of approval. That is a strong addiction, the need of approval, isn't it? That I'm on the patch right now, actually.
Your gigs are met with enthusiastic welcome. The industry might have turned its back on you, but it seems your fans have not. And the industry starts to notice. In 2000, you're asked to do a live HBO special. The crowd loves you. The following year, you get asked to host the Emmys. You know me, you tell a reporter. Any excuse to put on a dress. You're on a roll. 3 years after your sitcom was canceled, you finally start to feel like you're connecting again. The premature death of a television show was a small price to pay. When you look back on it, you realize hitting rock bottom helped you take a personal leap forward and helped others too. Today, all these years later, fans of your show don't think of you as that talk show host who's gay. They think of you as that talk show host who dances. Your fans know it's okay to be who you are. You win a record 20 People's Choice Awards and 40 Emmy Awards in your turbulent career. You host the Oscars twice. Your sitcom made television history and paved the way for the LGBTQ-friendly shows like Will and Grace, Glee, Modern Family. None of those shows would have been possible without Ellen. You support a slew of charitable causes ranging from the ACLU to animal rights. In 2011, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton names you Special Envoy for Global AIDS Awareness. You're awarded the Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama in 2016, where the president says,
"It's easy to forget now, when we've come so far, where now marriage is equal under the law, just how much courage was required for Ellen to come out on the most public of stages almost 20 years ago. Just how important it was, not just to the LGBT community, but for all of us. And she did pay a price. She did, for a pretty long stretch of time. Ellen counters what too often divides us with the countless things that bind us together, inspires us to be better, one dance at a time."
Your mother, Betty, always said, the best way to get someone to change their mind is to make them laugh. You tend to agree. You are Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen has her own podcast called Ellen on the Go, including the best interviews from her hit television show and behind-the-scenes moments hosted by her longtime executive producers. Stay tuned through the end of the credits for a trailer. If you like what you're hearing, we'd love you to give us a 5-star rating and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, or wherever you're listening to this show. And just a quick note about recreations you've been hearing. In most cases, we can't know exactly what was said. Those scenes are dramatizations, but they're based on historical research. The scenes with script dialogue were taken directly from The Ellen Show. I'm your host, Ravi Damon. Michael Seldich wrote this episode. Sound design by Jeff Schmidt. Theme music is by Breakmaster Cylinder.
My whole adult life, I used to feel like I had to have a man, and I want every woman out here to know, you absolutely don't.
Amen, sister. I want women to know also, you don't need a man.
Hi, it's Ellen. Welcome to my podcast. We're going to listen to some of the best moments from the show.
You're getting $100,000. And I want to see y'all for 12 days.
It's going to be hosted by 4 executive producers that I love.
I'm Ed Glavitt.
I'm Mary Connolly.
I'm Kevin Aileyman.
I'm Andy Lassner. We're the executive producers of The Ellen DeGeneres Show.
They have been with me from every single show, from the very beginning, so they know a lot.
This is really the first time anyone has wanted to hear what we've had to say.
I'm not sure if they even want to, Mary.
Oh, well, that's very true.
And if they say anything that I wouldn't like, please tweet me.
Turn off the news, turn on Ellen, you will feel better.
I've never been so happy in my whole life!
You can subscribe today on Apple Podcasts or whatever you're listening to us right now on.
Happy listening.
For those of you great guessers out there, let's put your skills to good use. Don't just imagine what it would be like to listen to any book you want on your morning commute. Make it a reality with an Audible membership. You can win 3 months of free listening to books like The Diana Chronicles by Tina Brown or Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the Quest for a Fantastic Future by Ashley Vance. So, how to win? After each Imagine Life episode, we'll give you a clue about next week's episode. Then, if you head over to Wondery.com/ImagineLife to submit your guess, you'll be entered for a chance to win your free 3-month membership to Audible. This week's clue is, you were a cover girl before you were a big screen legend. Have an idea? Go to Wondery.com/ImagineLife to submit your guess, or find a link in the episode notes.